Good morning. I just want to start off by thanking you all so much for taking the time out of your day to join me and listen to my speech. And also, I will be doing a question and answer session at the end. So if anybody comes up with any questions in the duration of my speech, please save it for the end and I'll make sure to get to you. So let's go ahead and get started. Today, my speech is going to be about finding happiness in life, why we get unhappy, and why money can never buy us happiness, and some things that we can actually implement into our lives that will help us be happy. So something we probably already know is that it's not going to be easy. It is a challenge. It is a choice to be happy. It takes a lot of effort, time, and consistency to be happy. It takes hard work for you to get where you want to be in life. And let's go ahead and get into why we even get unhappy. Well, surprise, surprise, we can thank our ancestors for that. According to Wiederman, the author of Why Is It So Hard to Be Happy, which was published in the Scientific American Mind, he explains that the feelings associated with dissatisfaction are actually evolutionarily beneficial, and it's a characteristic that was passed down to us by our ancestors for our own benefit. And you're probably wondering, well, Mother Nature, like, why'd you do that? Well, when you think about it, think about our ancestors, like these guys who didn't shower, didn't have running water or irrigation, didn't know how to successfully create farmland and all that fun stuff. If they didn't crave to be a little bit better in life and figure out how to make things work more efficiently for them, then we would not be the species that we are today. Part of being human is always wanting better for ourselves. And while it sucks, it's a good thing, in retrospect. It's really good for us to want to do better and be better. So, why can money maybe buy us the feeling of happiness, but it can't make us actually be happy? And that's why people say money can't buy happiness. So, what's the difference, first of all, between feeling happy and being happy? Well, Medvedev and Landry go on to explain in exploring constructs of well-being, happiness, and quality of life that the difference between feeling happy and being happy is a common confusion related to the temporary feelings of pleasure. So, for example, when you got your first car, it probably made you feel pretty happy initially, right? Until, you fill up your gas tank or whatever, or, just as time goes on, that feeling begins to disperse. And that's because it's a temporary feeling related to pleasure. It's not genuine happiness. It's a temporary feeling of happiness. So that's the difference between feeling and being happy, and why money can buy one but not the other. So it's really up to you. If you want to feel happy temporarily, then go ahead and rely on money for that. So if money can't bring you happiness long lasting, and if these feelings of dissatisfaction are actually beneficial to us, what are some habits that we can actually implement into our life that will make us happier? First of all, don't rely on your goals. And I'm not saying don't have goals. It's very important to have goals, but I'm saying don't rely on those conditional goals that we often set for ourselves, such as, once I have X, then I'll be happy. When it comes to our goals, we do not want those if-then statements, because chances are you're just going to end up disappointing yourself when you achieve said goal and you realize it didn't bring you the happiness or feeling that you were originally expecting, and that's kind of sucky. And secondly, practice mindfulness. Catherine O'Brien, the author of Happiness and Sustainability, Together at Last, she introduces a wealth that is so much more valuable than financial wealth. This wealth is called genuine wealth, and it goes hand in hand with mindfulness. It values nature, relationships, mindfulness, and connectivity with one another over material things such as money. And The reason that mindfulness is so important to contributing to your happiness and genuine wealth is because you're actively reminding yourself and retraining your brain to prioritize processing the good things that you already know you have in your life and that you appreciate and that you know bring you joy and happiness. So it's really important to practice that and enforce that on yourself. So in conclusion, again, being happy is a choice. It is a challenge. It's not something that comes easily, and it's something that you have to be willing to work for. It's going to be difficult, but if you have the determination, you are capable of it. Again, thank you so much for coming and listening to my speech. And if anybody has any questions, now would be the perfect time to ask.